Hello, welcome to Cube Shark Video 2. We're going to start the solve of the 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube now. As you can see, I've reassembled the cube. It's not just in those 21 pieces anymore. It's now back together. First of all, I want to make a note. Last video, I made one mistake in my demo of one of the turns. I turned the up face counterclockwise when I said that I was doing it clockwise, so I hope I didn't confuse anybody. Anyway, moving on to the first step of solving the cube. So what you can do is you can go and you can mess it up, or in some of your cases you can just take it off the shelf and work with it as is. I don't have any specific shuffle, so to speak, of this cube at this point. But you'll see it doesn't really matter completely what the scramble is on the cube, because you're going to follow the same steps, and you can practice it multiple times. Just shuffle it up and do it again. But anyway, when I told you about the different faces in the last video, I said that I like the R, the red, to be the F face or the front face, and the white to be the D face or the down face, and so that's how I'm going to solve it. But those aren't really things that are going to be helpful at the beginning when you first start solving. So we're not going to be talking about D, R, L prime, all that kind of stuff right now. That'll be later. Anyway, let's get started. The first step in solving the cube is to make a white cross down here on the D face. This white piece is going to stay here all the time, so that's not going to be a problem, but we want to fill in these spots here with the correct cubies. Remember, we talked each of these pieces here are cubies. So actually, speaking of this one, we have one of the cubies that goes on the bottom, this white piece, this blue and white piece. But it doesn't go here, as you can see, because the orange white piece is going to go here. We need to put this with the blue white right here. Okay? So, in order to do that, really pretty simple. If you just watch, I'm going to move this here, like that, and then move it down into position. You can see that the white lines up with the white, the blue lines up with the blue. And so moving on from there, we'll go on to the next one. Here's the green piece here, the green and white piece. One thing that's really helpful when you're doing this first part with the white, or with the cross down here at the bottom, is to put these pieces in the up layer with the white facing up. And let me show you what I mean. What I'm going to do here, I have the green and white piece, and I'm going to just move it up onto the top with the white facing up. Because that's really helpful, because what you can do when the white is facing up is you can just take that piece, that green and white, and you can rotate it over to where the green is, like this, and then just spin it down like this, all the way down. See that? So it was on top and over here. So I moved it so that the green and white is on top with the white facing up and the green lined up with the green, and then I can spin it all the way down into position. So let's have a look at the bottom of our cube now. We should have two faces solved, or two pieces of the cross solved. The green and white is solved, and the blue and white is solved. Let's see, where's another piece? Here's the red-white piece. Now, the red-white piece goes right here, as we can see. And so somehow we need to get this to here. But unfortunately, we can't just turn it into position like this, because then it's not right. You can see that. So we're going to have to mess with it just a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it up here, just like this. Okay, so now the red and white is on the top. But as you can see, the white is not facing up, so we can't just spin it down, because then we run into the same problem. And so here's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to warn you in advance that this is going to mess up this side, but only briefly. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this piece over to here, like this. Okay? Remember, we want it to go here. Alright? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this down to here first, like this. See that? This to here. And it did mess up this blue white that was here. Okay? But only briefly. Okay, so it's on top. We're going to move it here. And then we're going to move this down to here. Just by doing this. Okay? And then, to fix this, we'll just move that back down as well. Okay? See that? So now we have three pieces that are solved. We have the blue-white is solved, and we have the red-white that's solved, and we have the green-white that's solved. Okay, last step is to put in the orange-white in this spot here. Now let's see if we can find it. I think it went to the top. Yeah. Alright, actually this is nice because now we can do the same thing we just did before. You can see how the orange-white is on the top, but the white's not facing up. Okay, so we run into the same predicament. Alright, the orange-white piece is here, and the orange is on the opposite side. So what we can do, remember, orange-white is here. We'll move it over to this position, right here. Okay? And the same thing we're going to do again. We're going to move it down to here. And remember, it messes up this piece just momentarily. Okay, so we move it down to here, and then we drop it into here, okay, by turning this. And then we fix this one just by turning it down like this. Now, if you look at the bottom, voila! We have a white cross completely finished with all the pieces lining up in all of these spots right here. That is the first step in solving the cube. The next step that we're going to get into in video 3, and probably some videos after that, is another step that doesn't involve memorization. It's all going to be simply seeing pieces and knowing how to put them together with other pieces and then dropping them in. It's intuitive once you understand the concept. You know, it'll come naturally and you won't have to memorize anything to do it. But it is one of the trickier steps, and so we're going to spend a little more time with it. This first step, you can replay the video if you want. You can try messing the cube up again and doing it again. Repetition is going to make you faster, just like with anything. So, you know, most of the predicaments that you're going to come across in doing this first step I've covered. Best of luck to you. Once you're to this step, you can move on to video 3, to Cube Shark video 3, when we're going to start solving for the rest of it. Good luck to you.